Hi everyone, I'm April Manhurst. I'm a sophomore in the hotel school, and I'm here to represent the Student Assembly.
Hi, my name is Peter Stelfo. I'm a first year in the School of Industrial and Labor Relations.
Hi guys, my name is Nisha Chopra. I'm a junior gov major, and I'm currently running for re-election for at-large.
Hey everyone, I'm Dan Goldberg. I'm a sophomore in Cal's in College of Engineering, doing bioengineering, and I am also running for re-election for an at-large position.
All right, so you each have a minute to respond to this question. I guess we'll start with you, April. How do you plan on using your position to represent all students as undesignated at large?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I'm running for undesignated at large because I think it gives me the opportunity to represent more of the undergraduate population than just a specific position. So that's sort of what I'm excited about. And I think I can do this because of my involvement with many other groups on campus. I'm not touting experience because I truly think it is relative. What translates in one position doesn't always go to the next. But I think this does give me the perspective to understand what's going on with groups on campus and really be in touch with the pulse of students.
Great.
Hello. As an undesignated at-large representative, it's really important that you make sure that you see aspects from every student, every college, every minority group, and that's why I've been working really hard this past semester to represent the students with disabilities, which is a community typically, I don't want to say ignored, but not in the limelight in regards to minority, and I want to make sure that those students are represented, but I also want to make sure that every other student is represented. I don't want to just focus on one group, but I want to make sure that everybody's evenly represented. And as an undesignated at-large representative, it's vital that you get opinions from all groups of campus, making sure that you're benefiting all students, and that all is important to the Student Assembly.
Sometimes Cornell can divide people with ILR, arts, AIM, hotel, everything. But there are very certain issues that are universal to the Cornell community. And as an at-large member, I chose this position because I want to address everything. And that's why my platform is it's mainly based on safety, which is something that affects everyone, and outreach, so we can bring everyone's opinions together and see what makes us different and how those different opinions can help solve a bigger problem.
Alright, so the reason I'm running and currently am an at-large representative is because what I care about most at our school is making connections among different people and with myself for meeting new people. And one of my goals, I guess you could call it, is every day to meet a new person. And I really feel that I succeed in that goal. And with that, outside of Student Assembly, I try and get involved in as many things as I can. I've joined a bunch of clubs, almost more than I can handle sometimes, and I try and go to any event that I can fit into my schedule. So I really feel this position, I like to use it as to represent a voice, which is the student body voice as a whole. And my whole campaign is based on the fact that I like talking to other people and working with other people.
All right, thank you. This is a question for all candidates, and we'll just go in the opposite order. If elected, what is the biggest initiative that you would plan to work on?
So one thing that I'm working on right now this year is I've helped put together a subcommittee for club sports. And club sports, we're calling it a club sports council, and it's spawned into something much bigger than just a committee, which is why we're calling it a council. And that is something I would love to continue working with more closely next year. They set up an e-board, which I didn't take part in because I'm hoping to work with Student Assembly again next year. So I didn't want to spread myself out too thin, but it is something that I would like to continue on with. And that helps. We're really working to unify all competitive club sports. Another issue, I'm going to more speak about what I'm thinking about doing this year because I still have a semester left. Something I promised I would look into and I'm planning on looking into is the newspapers on campus, which might not be a big issue for everyone, but if you like picking up newspapers, I find that there's always too much USA Today and not enough New York Times. It's kind of out of balance. And also for next year, dining committee is something I'm looking forward to throwing myself into and getting more involved with. Yeah.
Did you read the question?
Absolutely.
My biggest initiative is going to be student safety. As Adam mentioned and both candidates for EDP mentioned, health and safety, I guess, are big issues on campus. More specifically, Natalie started the safety task force this past year, which I ran, and we're working on board safety, blue light safety, we're doing sexual safety now with the Everyone campaign. And I would really love to use next year to just continue this push. We are going to complete the first board safety video ever this semester. And that's great. We need to do a lot more just to make a consistent effort and to make an impact. And I would do that next year.
Hello. Like I said in my campaign, I'm promising that limitless accessibility, and accessibility not only in the sense of student with disabilities, but also accessibility to the assembly. Accessibility to make sure that everybody knows how to access all the information that the assembly, all the initiatives that the assembly is working on. And accessibility can mean different things to each person. And I want to make sure that I get those opinions and make sure that I meet those standards of accessibility for others. So right now I'm working with trying to get Willard Straight Hall a elevator which would make the lofts accessible and remove the need to use a service elevator to get to our brand new our hub that will be opening next year in full swing. I think it's really important that all students that have that pay tuition have all the resources that every other student has.
So something I'm very passionate about, and it's in a very similar vein that all the candidates have really talked about, is student safety. And visiting a friend's college this past week, and I noticed they had a late night shuttle system, so very similar to the blue light system, only it ran all week long and picked up girls on the weekend in particular. So that's something that I'm particularly passionate about, just because I think we've all gotten those late night emails about forcible touchings, and it's just something that's very disturbing to know what's happening on your campus. So I want to work to implement a late night shuttle system throughout the year. I think that's something that's definitely feasible with our resources that come out.
All right, thank you.
All right, great. Yeah, thank you guys. Could we have a round of applause for